Peggy 16.
What if opening up your third eye through spirituality could actually lead to something extremely dangerous? The Chant is a third-person horror action-adventure game. It takes place on a remote island spiritual retreat. The characters perform a group ritual, and this ritual is meant to channel their negative energy, expel it, and have them move on and achieve a sense of a spiritual awakening. Unfortunately, the chant goes wrong, and their negative energy gets spilled across the island, and now the characters are desperately trying to survive. You play as Jess, invited by her old friend Kim to join the retreat to get over the shared tragedy that they both experienced as teenagers.
Yeah, that's why I'm here too.
There is a sense of duality in the game because you are dealing with a remote island with little to no technology. Characters are walking around barefoot, and that kind of peaceful retreat soon turns into something that's actually quite dangerous and terrifying.
Our main character has like a different emotional states. So like based on where she is and what type of situation she's in, you will see the contrast of like her emotions. She's trying to be brave, but at the same time, she's still showing her vulnerable side of it. There's like a fear in her face, like she's just on the ground and just trying to crawl away from the danger.
There's a lot of storytelling you can do in the environments, and that really leads a sense of like unease when you find certain things or see a skeleton in the environment.
The biggest thing that I like about horror is that sense of mystery and that sense of creative exploration. One thing that I think makes the Chant really stand out from other horror games is our use of color and our use of lighting.
It drives the mood heavily when you light an area a certain way.
My side that I'm most interested in, I really have an eye on, is lore and like story, what's happening there. And if you try to look in a little bit deeper, you can see that all these little things that foreshadow or make you think, oh, okay, something's gonna happen here, I can tell.
You ruined my life! You know, when you think of fear and you think of like, you know, how are you gonna frighten an audience? It's about contrast, using negative space in a way to set up a horror moment.
Get away from me!
For spirituality and cultism, we drew a lot from, you know, older folk horror films. Early on, we knew that having a unique soundscape was going to be a big part of the game, and you know, we started exploring different avenues early on, looking at references from, you know, old movies from the 70s and early 80s. We've also done a lot of procedural audio in the game.
We're trying to do this game in terms of game audio in a very detailed way. We're able to make the music a highly interactive piece in the game.
With a spiritual awakening, it's like when you unlock your mind, you know, to the unknown, it's never certain what will happen. You know, all of these characters are trying to transcend something, and they soon realize what will happen when they toy with things that aren't necessarily meant to be toyed with.